Hi, I'm Renée Walker, a mindset mentor, speaker, and lover of all things spiritual. I believe that at our core, we are all spiritually wired for love, peace, success, and abundance. Here on the podcast, we're diving into mindset, wellness, and business, but always through a spiritual lens. Let's just say we're going deep, but we're keeping it light. So let's elevate your life from the inside out, one conversation at a time. Welcome to Spiritually Wired. Welcome back to the Spiritually Wired podcast. Today's episode is about giving you tools and strategies that will support you in real time when life happens and you start to feel off. So it can be you receive a text from someone or an email, or I don't know, maybe you trip and fall, maybe something's happening that just changes your energy. And in those moments, right, that is where we have our power. It's like in those moments, yes, life is going to happen and we can't control it, and things will come along and we can feel ourselves sort of getting off course and feeling off. But then the key, where the power is how do I bring myself back in that moment? And so this is what I want to share with you. And first, as always, it starts with awareness and acceptance, because you got to notice that you've been triggered. You've got to notice that your energy is off in order for you to do anything about it. So the awareness part is always super important. And then there's the acceptance piece, because these tools are not about bypassing how you're feeling. They're not about pretending that everything is okay when it's not okay. So there is also an acceptance of, okay, first I'm noticing my energy feels off. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling it in my heart. I'm feeling it in my solar plexus. So there's an awareness where I just, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, or whatever it may be. So you've got the awareness, then it's the acceptance piece of it, of, okay, this is how I'm feeling. It's not about judging it. Something happened, can't control that. Now your nervous system is activated, you're feeling off, you're accepting it. But then becomes the part of, okay, what am I going to do with it? Because you can either stay there, which is when we're living from a place where we are not aware, we're not self-aware. It's easy to just move through your day carrying that trigger with you. So something happens and you're feeling, angry and frustrated, or whatever the emotion is. It's easy to just carry that with you throughout the rest of your day. And then at the end of the day, you're like, today wasn't a great day. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow. But you're not necessarily aware of why you're feeling that way. So the awareness part is what helps you to be like, yes, this happened. My choice. So I have a choice. I can stay in that energy, or I can choose to shift. So this is what we're talking about today. What are tools that you can use to shift your energy in those moments? So awareness, acceptance, and then we are shifting. Now, I do want to preface it with, I have shared before, and if you are a listener of this podcast, you will have heard me share how I am a lover of rituals. The way you start your day is really important. Part of the reason why it is that when you start your day really being intentional with your energy, what you're doing is increasing your capacity to bring awareness, to be able to recognize the moments in which you are feeling off. And that capacity is what helps you to then come back or shift your energy to one that is more aligned. So the way you start your day, the more energy that you bring into really being intentional with being grounded, with giving to yourself. So filling your own vessel with as much calm and presence and awareness as you can, the more you have to bring with you throughout the day. So your capacity is bigger. There's a saying that you don't meditate for the actual time that you're meditating. You're meditating in the morning, right? Because it's at 3:00 in the afternoon when something happens, you're actually drawing on the presence that you cultivated in the morning. So that is where there is so much power to your morning, the way in which you start your morning. The more grounded and present you are in your morning, the easier it becomes to come back to it, because now you have a point of reference. When you start the day off and you start the day by giving your energy away to everyone else, and you're on your phone and you're just depleting your energy from the beginning, you haven't had the opportunity to anchor yourself in your truth, in your presence. So rituals really help for that. Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you are meditating or journaling or going for a walk, working out, all of those things, they're all ways in which you're pouring back into yourself, anchoring yourself. And now that you know this too, when you are practicing those things, remember that it's more than just the actual writing or meditating or movement that you're doing. You're actually increasing your capacity for the rest of your day. You're filling yourself up so that throughout the day you can draw on that. So that being said, you've done your best to increase that capacity, yes, but then you're moving about your day, something happens, you feel triggered. So what are like those real-time moments? What are those little energy shifters that you can do? And I'm going to move through them a little bit quicker, just so we can get through them. But one of them is, for sure, pause and breathe. I know we hear it all the time. However, the reason why it's so powerful, your breath is your quickest access to a calmer state of mind. And so the breath also brings you into the moment. When you focus your energy, your awareness on your breath, you can't think about anything else. So now it's about pausing, connecting to the breath. The breath is always in movement. So you're either inhaling or you're exhaling. So it again becomes this anchor. So take a moment. You can place your hand on your heart, and then, I love left hand on heart, right hand on belly. Deep, slow breath in for 4. You can hold here for 4. You can exhale for 4. You can hold even your exhale. So just taking a moment, and what this does is it tells your nervous system, it's okay, I'm safe. It's okay for me to shift. It's okay for me to be calm. When we're triggered, the nervous system is activated. It goes into fight or flight. It thinks, I'm not safe. So now you're just telling your body, showing your body that you are safe. The other thing, second tool, is to change your state physically. So this is something else you can do. Your energy gets stuck in your body. So when you can move it, you can shake it, you can dance it out, you can stretch, you can go outside, go for a walk. You want to change the energy in your body as well. So when you feel any type of trigger, you're tense in your body. So anything that will actually loosen up the body, you can shake it off, you can just go for a walk, dance, whatever it is, move your body. If you can, move your body. If you're in a meeting somewhere, maybe it's harder to do. However, one thing that you can do if you're stuck sitting and you can't actually start dancing, or it's going to look a little bit weird, squeeze your body. And just when you squeeze, you're kind of giving yourself a self hug, or maybe it's your legs, even if you can't do it where people will see where your arms are. It just brings you back into the body, because right now your mind is racing. So you want to re-anchor yourself into your body. So change your state physically. Now, third tool that I have here, and that is, of course, you need to be in a space where you can do this. But for me, it has become like such a beautiful, powerful ritual, and that is using Palo Santo. You can use some sage, some essential oils, but scent is very powerful. And what happens is that the more that you use it, the more that your body, your nervous system starts to associate calm with it. So for me right now, when I light Palo Santo and I just take a moment to sit and I will, move the Palo Santo around me, the scent alone is very grounding. And now I am visually, intentionally, energetically just releasing whatever it is that's going on that doesn't serve me. And so that is a way that I find really works well for me. And again, that's because I have created an association with it. So for you, it might be something else. And I encourage you to be curious and to try different things. But to have something where you can just directly associate it. I remember having this experience where someone posted something. They didn't say my name. There wasn't anything, but I just knew that it was being directed at me. And I just was so triggered and I was so upset. And I felt like it just brought up all of the old wounds that I have, and all of the not being enough. And all of a sudden, it wasn't even about that one thing, right? my mind is spiraling into all the ways in which I'm not good enough. And I can't do this and I can't do that. And then it's awareness. Then I caught myself and I recognize, okay, well, this is not serving me in this moment. And so what can I do to now shift it? And I had the time and space. And so to take a few breaths where I sat in my meditation chair with my Palo Santo and just re-anchored myself in my breath, reminded myself of who I am. Now I'm able, and I know deep within that it has nothing to do with me. It's just someone's perception. And that's great. That's fine. It's not about me in that moment. So that is a tool that I use, and I wanted to share just in case it might help you. Another powerful energy breaker is water. So water actually breaks energy. So it can be, and again, it's always comes down to what your belief is around it. So for me, water is a way in which I break energy, whether it's after an energy healing session, I'll go and I'll, wash my hands. But also, if you think about it, when you are sick and you feel, yuck, and maybe you've been sick and you've not taken a shower, or maybe you have, but there's something about just taking a fresh shower where you just feel so much better. And there is something beyond where I do believe it's more than just cleaning your physical body, it's an energetic cleansing. And if you add intention to it, where you are just releasing, like you just visualize that it's more than just a water shower, it's now an energetic shower cleansing that's going on. That can be really helpful. Now, that's if you can take a shower, but just washing your hands, splashing water on your face, anything where you are able to just, incorporate some water, break that energy, super helpful. Ground yourself in the present. So that would be tool number 5. Grounding yourself, here's the thing. When our nervous system is activated, we are not in our bodies. It's like there's chemicals that are happening, and we are usually just in our mind, in our head, and we're creating stories, and it's just this spiraling that's happening. And so grounding is about redirecting that energy. So all of that spiraling that's happening in your head, you're now redirecting it in your body. So grounding yourself, whether it's, being, of course, outside in nature, super helpful to ground your energy. But you can also use the 5-4-3-2-1 method, which is, okay, I'm in my head, I'm all over the place. How can I bring myself back in my body? The 5-4-3-2-1 method is, what are 5 things that I see right now? So you're looking around, using your senses. So what do I see? Okay, I'm sitting here. I see my computer in front of me. I have a cup of tea in front of me. I have the microphone in front of me. I can see a chair beyond. I can see a painting of Buddha in front of me. So name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel. So I can feel the texture of my clothing on my skin. I can feel the weight of my body as I'm sitting. I can feel the sensations of my feet on the floor. I can feel my heartbeat right now. 3 things that you can hear. What can you hear? I can hear my voice right now. I can hear that there's a fan that's happening a little bit beyond here. I can hear some birds really far, but outside there's some little birds that are chirping. And then what are 2 things that I can smell? So I can smell the tea right now in front of me. I can smell the air that I'm breathing. And what is 1 thing that you can taste right now? So 5-4-3-2-1 method, 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. And as you move down, you just feel yourself being more and more connected to your body. It's always about bringing yourself in your body. Presence awareness happens when you are in your body. You can't notice that you're triggered unless you're physically present in your body. Tool number 6, quick reframe. So how can you reframe this? And here's a powerful reframe that I find helpful is this even mine? Is this even mine to carry? What's the actual truth? What's actually true right now in this moment? And what these reframes help us do is detach the story, separate the story that we're creating in our minds that is spinning with what is actually happening in the moment. So if we go back to me seeing that post, it triggered something in me. And now all of a sudden the story that I'm creating is about me not being good enough. It's about all of these things. When in actual fact, it wasn't even directed at me. It was something that was really neutral in and of itself, but I attached a story to it and I took it on. So it wasn't mine. And then on top of that, I was creating a narrative that was not even the truth. That was me making assumptions about it. One of my favorite books, The 4 Agreements, one of the agreements is, well, one of them is don't take things personally. And the second one, or another one, is about don't make assumptions. And so many times we're triggered, we start to get upset, and it's based on assumptions that we're making. So it's not actually the truth, it's our perception of the truth. It's the assumption of what we think is going on, right? So pause, reframe the question. And this, as soon as you recognize this isn't even my story, this person is upset. Yes, maybe it feels like it's directed at me, but it's not actually about me. This person is upset for other reasons. This person maybe is in a bad mood, and I don't even know what's happening in this person's life right now. Maybe they are going through a really difficult time, so you choose the narrative that is going to support you in shifting your energy. Tool number 7, one of my favorites, is reset. Shift your energy with music. You do not underestimate the power of music. So have your playlist. I actually have a playlist I'm going to share it here on Spotify. So this is from my yoga teacher days. I have this playlist on Spotify, which is Renée Walker Yoga. And I have a playlist that is all about raising your vibration. And so whenever I feel triggered, I'm like just off and I want to shift my energy, I play some music, I blast it, and I dance. And I just allow for the music. So having those songs that shift you, so powerful. I love The Greatest Showman. I don't know if you've never watched that movie, highly recommend. And there's this song, This Is Me. That's the first song that I have on that playlist because it always just shifts my energy and it just reminds me of my power, and I love it. 9 to 5, Dolly Parton is another one of my songs that I'll use, Uptown Girl, whatever it may be. So just have your music, have your songs that just shift your energy, play it. Tool number 8, gratitude. Not always easy in those moments where our energy feels off, but again, it just pulls us out of that loop of that spinning maybe in the moment. So you want to just, what am I grateful for in this moment? Because gratitude always, we can't be in a state of gratitude and be in a negative energetic space. So is there something in this moment that you can invite gratitude towards? So always such a game changer when it comes to shifting your energy is there gratitude? Is there something right now? When you notice and you're in your body and you pay attention, there's usually always something, whether it's the way the sun is shining down, whether it's your pet that, comes and snuggles, or just the fact that you are healthy in this moment. And that is something to be grateful for. So can you shift it with gratitude? Tool number 9 is one of the visualizations that I love is visualizing light. And when I visualize light, again, when I think of being triggered and it's come from an external source, or maybe it's come from me in terms of my subconscious, my limiting beliefs, I see something and I shift into start to compare myself and, oh my goodness, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And then that becomes a whole narrative. And I'm sure you've been there before. Visualizing light, always coming down, forming this almost like a spotlight around me. And I always surround it around my energy field, because part of what we're experiencing, our energy goes beyond our physical body. As you know, we have an energy field, an aura that's around us. So I always have it as this like beam of light. And the beam of light is infusing my energy field, and then I invite it in within me. And so I can feel that energy, that frequency. And it's the frequency of love, because love is the highest frequency, and I invite it in. I feel it moving into every cell, just infusing my body. And so any negativity, any blocks, energetic blocks, are just being released, dissolved as this light moves in and infuses every cell of my body with this highest frequency of love. So visualizing light, but then at the same time also anchoring myself. So I will visualize energetic roots that are connecting my root chakra, so at the base of your spine, and then the soles of my feet, so that these energetic roots are connecting my physical body with that of the earth. The earth, Mother Earth, is this giant battery that transmutes the energy that we're releasing. So both light and visualizing energetic roots is also a way in which, in the moment, and this is a great one, visualization is great when you are sitting and maybe you don't have the space to be able to move, to be able to do anything that's too big, that's going to draw attention to you. Maybe you can't play that song right now. Visualization is always a powerful tool that you can use anywhere. No one has to know what you're doing. And it helps to bring intention to just letting go, dissolving what does not serve you, reinfuse your being with a higher frequency. And then you can have some sayings, some mantras, some phrases that help you to shift back. So that can be something that you create. But in this moment, okay, if I am feeling triggered and I'm not myself and I can recognize this is not about me, I can let it go. What am I choosing? So if you're letting go of something, because this is not serving me, now I'm shifting my energy. What am I choosing? So I'm choosing peace in this moment. I'm choosing to see the beauty and the miracles that are present in this moment. I'm choosing to come back to my center. So really, through affirmation, through mantra, now your inner voice is telling yourself what it is that you are choosing. So that is powerful. So those are 10 tools that you can use in the moment to help you when you're feeling like, okay, my energy is off right now. Again, as I mentioned, like so much of these tools are about showing your body that you are safe and that it's okay to come back. So we're aware, we accept it, and now we're choosing differently, but the body needs to feel safe to come back, to let go of it, because the body will naturally want to protect you whenever it feels triggered. So these are tools that help you, that help your body to feel safe, to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. These are in the moment, real-time tools. And then the more that you can invite in those rituals in the morning so that you can be intentional with your energy throughout the day, the more power, is just the easier, I would say it is. So the more anchored I am in the way in which I start my days, the easier it is for me to shift, because now my point of reference is that I'm like, okay, I was just there this morning. I was grounded and centered this morning. It's not a long way back. So that's why those rituals can be important. And then you add in these real-time tools. And as always, there's nothing perfect about it. It's just when you recognize it, it's always about coming back. It's a practice of coming back. There's always going to be things that are going to happen to bring you off, to shift your energy, and then you recognize it. How can I come back right now? In this moment, you get to choose. That is your power, is you get to choose what you allow in and what you don't allow in. So the next time that maybe you feel a little bit off now and you've got some practical tools to help you, you can breathe, you can invite some light, you can maybe get that Palo Santo or any scent that grounds you. You can play that song, you can say the mantra, you can visualize, you can remind yourself that this is not even your story, and really tune into what the truth actually is in the moment. So this is my reminder to you that you are always spiritually wired for connection, for love, for joy, for peace. That is how you're wired. Whenever you feel your energy off, that's okay. It's off, but you know that you're actually wired for peace. And the more that you are anchored in that knowing that peace is who you are, that calm is who you are, that love is who you are, then you know that that energy is off. That doesn't define you. That's not who you are. You're just off in the moment. And the beauty of it is you can come back because you know that who you are at your core is peace, is calm, is love. And that is so incredibly powerful. And if you're looking for a community to support you in this, come join the Spiritually Wired membership. I have right now a promotion for podcast listeners. When you use the code ELEVATE, you get your first month free. There's no obligation. You can come and try it so that you can go even deeper with these tools, learn more tools, and do it surrounded with other people who are also on this same path. Thank you for listening to Spiritually Wired. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow and leave a review. It really makes a big difference for the podcast. And if you're ready to dive deeper and join a soul-led community, come be a part of the Spiritually Wired membership. With weekly live lessons and a rich library of recorded classes, it's designed to support you every step of the way on your spiritual journey. We currently have a special offer where you can receive your first month for half the price. You can find a link in the show notes or come check it out at reneewalkerwellness.com. Until next time, remember to take some deep breaths. Remember that you are spiritually wired.